Hey, what's up, guys? This is Dr. Michael Coe, physical therapist from movementiqmike.com. And what I want to talk about is being able to use the O2 trainer to help decrease back pain, more specifically low back pain, maybe like lower thoracic pain. All right, so I came up with this idea because one thing I noticed, and this is more for my own personal experience, so not everyone's gonna be able to feel this, but if it's something that you do feel, this might be able to help you out, is that if I ever do a movement that is oftentimes called the upward dog or prone press up, cobras is another word for it. It's lumbar extension. It's for your spine, your lumbar spine is bending backwards, and how far can you go? And I'll tell you that anyone who has no low back pain usually has very good mobility in every direction. And not being able to bend backwards and its connection to low back pain is there, it always goes hand in hand. So one thing you could do is if you need to improve your lumbar extension to be able to help you decrease your low back pain and maintain your back, this is a good part to use. Mainly if you bend backwards or if you do that exercise, the prone press up, cobra, upward dog, how much stretching do you feel in the front of your spine? Or in your abdominal. So what I want you to think about is if you bend backwards, you'll get this pull, or if you have muscular tightness, you'll feel a pull through maybe the abdomen. Because you have to look at the anatomy, the very superficial level, you're gonna have the rectus abdominis, right? Then below that, you're gonna have the external obliques. Under that, you have the internal obliques, and then below that is gonna be the transverse abdominis. And those four layers of muscles all move in different directions. But one thing that they do have in common is they all have a connection from the lower rib cage to the upper part of your pelvis. So how well can you stretch this part? Some people can, some people can't. I myself can't. I can really feel a deep stretch every time I do those exercises, right? So I need to find a way to be able to get, let's see, a better stretch outside of just doing the exercise itself. So if you can incorporate the exercise with the O2 trainer, because as you take those deep breaths with the O2 trainer, you're gonna get that rib expansion, the diaphragm activation. And what will happen is you'll get just a couple centimeters, an inch of more lengthening that'll happen with that deep breath. If you can combine that, I think it'll be a great way to be able to get more stretching through the abdominals, maybe the psoas major, the iliacus, the hip flexors, and see if it can help you with getting your spine to move in a better way. So this is what it looks like. If I'm gonna have you go on your stomach, and what you're gonna do is bring your hips down, straighten out your elbows if you can, and then maybe look forward in front of you, right? And so what that should do is that should be creating a stretch through the front of your chest, through the front of your lumbar spine, your abdominals. If you don't feel a stretch, this maybe is probably not gonna work out for you as well. But for me, I myself can feel a pretty decent amount of stretch, right? One thing you want to think about is that if you're straightening out your elbows, but then maybe you're on your knees like this, it doesn't really work. You're better off trying to get the pelvis down onto the ground. So for some of you, you might just need to be on your elbows, or maybe kind of this way where your hands are out forward to keep your elbows straight, but not really so much under, because you might not have enough mobility to be able to do that properly. Because to me, what's more important is that that pelvis stays down. So once you get into this position, feel that stretch, so go ahead and do a couple breaths. So try that out. Every single time I took a breath there, I felt a nice long elongation, stretching that curves through my abdomen, through the hip flexors. So it might be able to help you out to get just that, maybe it's that little bit of push to be able to get a little more flexibility. Another variation that you can do on this is going to be more of a cat-cow position. That's a common term in yoga. So what you're doing is you're either doing a full flexion or full extension of your lumbar spine / thoracic spine. And so if you're getting those positions, you might be able to add this on top of it to be able to get more motion through the ribs, and it might actually help get the spine moving a little bit better, along with movement of the abdominal muscles, the hip flexors too. So it looks like this. So if I'm on my hands and knees, my hands are under the shoulders and my knees are under the hips. And what you want to do is you either want to go into a full flexion, head stays down, curl the entire spine. I'm going to activate my abdominals to get as much of a curvature. Or you're going to go into extension here. I'm going to look forward, bring my belly button down towards the floor. And I'm trying to make the letter U with my spine here. And so for me personally, my spine just doesn't like extension, all right? flexion's not too bad. I got a nice like round curvature through there. That's nice. It's okay, right? But here I could barely make that letter U, especially in my lower thoracic spine. So what I could do is, for me, this is my problem area. I'll stay here and then I'll go ahead and do a couple breaths. So that's another way you can be able to get more mobility through your rib cage and through your spine in another position. But it really helps if you have this product with you, because it forces you to really use the abdominals, the diaphragm muscles, and creates way more motion through the rib cage than with regular breathing. But also when I'm in that upward dog position where my pelvis was on the ground, my elbows were straight, it just creates so much more tension through the front part of my body, through the abdominals, through the hip flexors. But I really feel like it's kind of like that, it's like the cherry on top by using this product. All right, guys, if you have any questions about what I just showed you, go ahead and put it on the comments. If you like the content I just put out right here, go ahead and subscribe to my channel or like the video. And if there's any other products you guys are interested in me taking a look at, maybe show you some things that we can maybe try and do to optimally use that product itself, go ahead and tell me what that product is and we'll see what I can do. All right, thanks a lot, guys.